I wanted to make a quick video on data types. So this is an important feature in Python. So essentially what data types are, there's like 5 or 6 of them. What they're referring to is the type of data they are. So if you want to look what type of a number or a string object or something like that, you can wrap it in type and it'll give you the data type it is, right? So for instance, if you type put 10 in there, it's going to give you an int. If you put 10 dot decimal place 0, it's going to be a float. If you actually wrap this in string format, it's going to come out as a string. Now, what's very interesting, if you go like something like this, this is a string. However, if you take these quotation marks off, it turns into a Boolean, right? So you're going to find there are quite a few data types in Python, and it's very important that you understand these. So for instance, if you wanted to save a number into a variable like this, 10, and then check out the type of number, this is going to come out as an int, right? Just like if you put a decimal place 0, it's going to come out as a float, right? And if you wrap it in quotation marks, it's going to turn into a string. Now, if you wanted to convert this number from a string back into an int, for instance, you just go something like this. For like a float, if you wanted to do this for a multitude of different things. So it's very important that you know like the 4 or 5 data types. And if you run into, like, for instance, trying to, well, say you wanted to convert, like, for instance, a string into, like, for instance, a float, like the number, now that it's saved as name, which is a string object, can't be converted to a float, so it's going to give you an error, right? So you're going to find out there's quite a few issues if you don't understand the data type. So that's why you always want to type enclose your data type into the type object to find out what it is, right? It's very important. There's also like lists, right? Lists are simply like this, and then you check the type of it, it's going to show up as a list, right? If you want to concatenate 2 lists together, you can do something like this. So now you have a list concatenated. If you wanted to put all these together, you can go something like this. Join list. This object has no join. Oh, it's got to be a string when you do this. So let's skip that for a second. Now, if you wanted to say your list 1, right? And you wanted to append this list to get these variables, you could do something like this. Now list has this. If you wanted to add 2 at a time, you could do something like this. You have to wrap it in brackets. Now how to fix that? You go to like this, extend. Okay, so it's all one list. Okay. Now, appending to a list, you can add to it. If you use extend, it adds to the list as well. You need to use extend if you're trying to put two lists together and you want to make just one list out of it. Okay. There's set, which is like this. So it's got to be wrapped in, I believe, this curly brackets. So a set is going to give you all the unique characters, right? And then you can check the data type on this, right? It's called a set. A dictionary is going to be like color. Well, you can initialize the dictionary, new dictionary, like this. New dictionary. New dic. Color equals red. Okay. And this is called key value pairs, right? Okay. See, it's going to be a dictionary type. Okay. So this is your key, and keys have to be unique in dictionaries. You can't use, you can't have another color in this key value, right? Well, this is your key. You can't have another key as color. However, you can add to this dictionary's values, and values don't have to be unique, right? So you could add another red to this if you wanted to, right? But keys have to be unique. And this is actually the same format as JSON. JSON is what the web browsers and stuff send data to each other. They use a dictionary, which is essentially JSON, right? So these are like the data types I just wanted to go over real quick. They're pretty important. So if you have any questions or comments or anything, just leave me a comment below. I'll get back to you. Please like, subscribe to the video. I'll come out with a couple other basic videos, but there's a lot of documentation out on this. I just wanted to make a quick video on this. Appreciate your time. Thanks.